Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel Tropical Discovery. So on today's video, it's going to be a special one because I asked all of you guys on social media what is the video that you guys would like to see or would like to me to explain to you about, and most of you guys have voted for the DIY project, which also I'm very excited about, and I'm waiting to show you guys how it's done. So we have a cool DIY project today, and we'll go ahead and start on with it. Hopefully you guys will like this project and also will give it a try. If you do give it a try, then do share the pictures with me and do post down in the comments below and let me know how it went. Well guys, from the thumbnail you must have already seen what we are going to prepare today. So I will be making a CO2 system for my aquarium. I have a lot of plants in my aquarium. Obviously you learned in school plants need CO2 and they need adequate amounts of light to do their photosynthesis and prepare food for themselves. I have enough light in my tank, but I'm falling short on the CO2. So I will be preparing an additional system which will be providing this CO2 to my tank. So let's start with the video and I'll show you all the things that we're going to require here and how we are going to prepare it.
Here is the diagram for your reference. You guys can refer to this diagram once the video is done. You will get a better understanding about the connections for this project.
So to start, we will first take our 2-liter Coca-Cola bottle that I have over here. In the cap on top, as you can see, I have drilled a hole through this. So for the Coca-Cola, for the larger bottle, it's just going to be one hole in the cap. Alright. Then I have taken another 500 ml Gatorade bottle over here. You can take any other bottle which has sturdy plastic, not too soft. And for this bottle, I have drilled 2 holes in it. One is going to be for the inlet and the other is going to be for the outlet. I also chose the Gatorade bottle over here because the cap of this bottle is quite wide, so it makes it easier to keep the 2 holes apart from each other as well. Now we will start by connecting everything together. So I will first connect the Coca-Cola bottle to our Gatorade bottle. So over here, this is a check valve. We are using it so that whatever goes out of here, it doesn't come back in again in the bottle. So this is a safety valve. It's going to make sure that the system is safe and nothing goes wrong as well. So if you're using an airline tube like I have, usually they're a little soft, you can just bend them around and insert them. And then you can just pull it out from the other side. Make sure this is where the air will get out from. Don't put it the other way around, otherwise none of your CO2 will be coming out and you will think that your system is not working properly. So I have put this one over here. I'm putting it around 2 inches down below the cap. For the Gatorade bottle, I'm going to do the same thing. Pinch it again. And press it down. Now when this hose goes down the Gatorade bottle, I'm going to give the length a little more length to this. Because this bottle which is here, this basically there is nothing special in this. I'll just be filling it up with water. It's going to serve the purpose of whatever gas is getting dropped down into this. It's going to wash the gas in the water. So the water is basically, it is going to purify the gas, and we'll have the clean CO2 gas lying over here in the top compartment to be used. For the next step now, we have to put the outlet. So whatever gas will get collected has to get out. So we will attach the outlet over here. Again, at the for the Gatorade bottle, for the outlet pipe, I'm just going to keep it around 1.5 inches below the cap, not very down, because I don't want it to be inside the water area. I want it to be above the water area, so it can just suck in all the gases that are there and pump it to the aquarium. So as you can see now, in the Gatorade bottle, there is one pipe which is right down here till the bottom. The second one is on top, and over here in the Coca-Cola bottle as well, the pipe is on top, well above the point till where I'm going to fill the water. Now once these connections are done, then the pipe is going to run ahead to the outlet. In the outlet, I have already attached a valve. This valve is going to be basically my on-off valve. If you see here, it has few levers. This is to on, and then when you close it, it's to off. And it has two sides because this thing it can pump into 2 tanks. Not for the DIY, but for other usually gas bottles that you use, they are quite powerful, so you can power 2 tanks with 1 bottle. But for the DIY project, usually they are good enough for 1 tank. So we have this over here. I will connect it to this. This splitter is so that in the night, once the lights go off and things like that, I can also close this valve. Now some of you may say, well, if you close the valve, won't the pressure build inside the bottles? The Coca-Cola bottles are usually already carrying aerated drinks which are already under pressure, and they hold that pressure quite well. So for 1 night of pressure, I feel it is quite safe enough. Even for 2 nights it will be safe enough, even if you forget to put it on the next day. Well, everything will have to be tested, and in time I'll be able to give you the reviews of how it has held it, and if there has been any any tragedies or anything that went wrong during this process. So from this valve now, once I have it on, the gas will move on to the other pipe, the outlet pipe. Now at the end of this, I have what is called as a CO2 diffuser. So when the bubbles will be coming in through this pipe, the gas, it will be coming out directly as thick fat bubbles, which we don't want, because we want the CO2 to be dispersed very well in the tank. So what our diffuser will do is, it will break this large bubbles of CO2 into tiny parts, and it will distribute it well around the entire tank, which will really help in it will help to reach out to all the plants that I have, rather than just having one bubble popping up every time from the tank. So that's what it is going to do. So I have everything now set in place. I'll go ahead and I'll glue the pipes to the bottles over here to make these airtight and seal them well, so that there is no leakage of the gas from these bottles. So just give me some time, guys. I'll put my glue gun on and we'll glue this, and I'll get back to you. Guys, so we have glued our hoses with the bottle caps. In my case, I have used a hot glue gun. If you have any other super glue, any other hard glue, you can use that if you have it at your house. So as you can see here in the bottle caps, I have glued them from inside and from outside. This will create an airtight system, and none of my CO2 will be getting lost to the environment. So there will be less loss of any CO2 gas that is produced, and everything will go in my tank, which should be sufficient for at least 10 days from what I am going to prepare now. So we'll go ahead and start preparing now the mixture which I require in the bottle, in the Coca-Cola bottle, to produce the CO2. So we have sugar over here, we have yeast, and we have baking soda. So we will mix all of these things one by one, and then we will fill it with water, and we'll see what happens. So sugar, I'm going to use roughly around 300 grams of sugar in this, and it will be around 1 tablespoon of yeast and 1 tablespoon of baking soda. I'll add a little more. So we have sufficient amount of sugar now in the bottle. I'm going to take 1 tablespoon of yeast and 1 tablespoon of baking soda and add it to it. So the general formula for this is while producing CO2, yeast is the main thing that is going to eat on the sugar and produce the CO2 for the tank. So when you will add lot more amounts of yeast, suppose you add 2 tablespoons of yeast, you will produce more CO2, but then the bottle will last maybe only around 3 to 4 days. So more yeast is more CO2, but then that also means your bottle will be empty very soon and you'll have to do it again. So add less yeast, more sugar and little bit of baking soda so that you have a consistent supply of gas for at least 10 days and you don't have to think about it. In my case, I'm using around 1 tablespoon and a little more slightly. That's all the yeast that we are going to use. And I have baking soda. So around 1 teaspoon of baking soda. So our mixture is complete. We have all the ingredients in here. I'm going to use some warm water. Don't use extremely hot water because obviously this is a plastic bottle. When you will use extreme hot water, it will deform your bottle and then your project will have to start all over again. So I'm just going to use normal warm water in this and we will give it a good shake and mix it everything. This might get messy, please bear with me. So as you can see, I have almost filled it to the top. I'm going to add little more water and just keep little bit of space so that the pressure is more in this bottle. The more space you keep, the pressure will be developing, you know, in slower quantities. So the less space that you have on top, the more pressure also will build. So I'll add a little bit more water over here. I think that should be good enough. Everything is in. I'll give this a good mix now. So our mixture is ready here. There is a little bit of sugar which is settled down, but it's okay. As time passes, it will keep dissolving and the yeast will keep eating on it. I'll now fill my Gatorade bottle with water. I think that is perfect. We'll now screw on the caps to these bottles. I need to make sure that my tube over here is well above the water level. Make sure you secure it tight so that there is no leakage. Now I'll secure the Gatorade bottle. I hope you guys are able to see. So the Gatorade bottle is also well secured. The pipe is not problem. Just spin. Now both the bottles are well secured. Slowly, as the yeast starts acting on this liquid, it will start eating on the sugar, and the CO2 will start being produced slowly. So I'll let these two sit at a side for at least an hour or so, and then we'll come back. As you can see, I can now press the bottle over here. It has to become a little more hard, wherein I should be finding it difficult to press it. That will let me know that there is enough CO2 building inside it, and I'll start to see some air bubbles coming out from here in the water. So we'll set this aside and I'll get back once it's activated and once I have some CO2 running.
One eternity later.
So we have been waiting for almost more than an hour now. I was waiting for the pressure to build up in the tanks. Over here in the Coke bottle, you can see the foam has been formed on top. The gas has been built over here. This bottle is now hard to press compared to before. So it's filled with CO2. And down over here, the bubbles of CO2, they're rising through the water, getting washed out and getting formed over here in this chamber. So from here, it's running through the pipeline, and you can see in my tank. That is the most beautiful view that I'm getting to see right now.
Oh my God! Wow!
It's exactly how I wanted it to look, and it's really doing well. So it was a great success, this project, guys. I hope you will also try this at your home with your aquariums and provide CO2 for your fresh plants that you have. Hopefully now we will keep you updated. Going ahead, I'll keep a check on my plants on every week, and I'll try to give you an update how well my plants are doing in the CO2. Also guys, you need to keep a lookout for your fish, alright, because since there is excess amount of CO2 now that's been given into the tank, also keep an eye out for your fish, because fish, they don't do really well if there is too high levels of CO2 in your tank. So make sure you keep an eye out for your fish as well. If you see them too many fishes which are usually at the bottom, like this guy of mine, he usually is at the bottom always. So if you see this kind of fish, they are coming to the surface to gasp for air, that means there is too much CO2 in your tank. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed and loved watching this DIY project. Hopefully we will do some more projects like these in the future.
So there it is, guys. Tank is complete. The CO2 diffuser, it's in place, and I have placed it in the corner, as you can see over there.
That's all for today, folks. If you enjoyed the video, then hit the like button. For any suggestions or questions, comment below on the video and let us know. And if you are new to the channel, then go subscribe. Tropical Discovery signing off.